Minnesota. What inspired me is when he showed his back office for 10 or 12 solid years, he was making 54,500 US dollars just based on residual income. When he puts his mind to it, when he puts his heart to it, he goes for a run, it's game over. He has created leaders such as Eric Grzybalski. He has created leaders such as Keith Brown. Those leaders have come straight from his organization, from his team. When you hear Terry Camp, all those people have come from his team. He's got way over 200,000 people in his organization. David Pietsch, can you hear me clearly? Please, just on the top, click the mic and the camera, and you could hear me. Just let us know if you can.
Yeah, buddy.
We're good to go. It's all in your hands.
All right. Thanks, Sasha. Great job. Good morning, everybody. It's early in Las Vegas. And like Sasha said, I'm originally from Minneapolis. Thank God I am not there today. I can only imagine how cold it is. So, I think he did a great job. First of all, kudos to Sasha. And I've watched him over the last 9 years. I'll give you an example of what he's like. I went to a generic network marketing event. I didn't know he was going to be there. I sat next to him. I stole his charger pretty much the whole weekend. I still laugh about that. But he just sat there and he just took nonstop notes, just page after page after page. And here this guy already was winning big time. He's just a perpetual student. And it just shows everybody that if you really want to make this thing work, you absolutely can. You just become a student. He's humbled himself. He's hung around the right people for a long period of time, and now he's the best that we have. So Sasha and I appreciate you putting this together for everybody today. And I'm going to spend the next, let me see what time it is so I don't go too long here. I'll spend the next 45 minutes with you guys kind of going through where I am mentally right now and see if we can't add some value to your life. For those of you who do not know me, my name is David Pietsch. I've been with Worldventures for 12 and a half years now. My background is in chiropractic. Practiced chiropractic for about 10 years. Got to the point about 12 and a half years ago where I'd had enough of that tomfoolery. I always wanted to be a chiropractor. I always wanted to have multiple offices. I was always trying to put doctors in there so they could do the adjusting, taking care of the patients, and I could just manage the businesses. And it just never really worked out because they never really care as much as I did. And all I really did is create an awful lot of work for myself. So I found myself in a situation just not where I really wanted to be. And so when I saw Worldventures, when I took an honest look and I humbled myself, I just looked at it and I thought, wow, this company is just fun and I'm going to do it. And so I hunkered down, but that was in 2007, late 2007, and started really building this thing then. And so that was the greatest recession since the Great Recession. So I started building during very, very, very difficult economic times for the masses of people. And guys, I can remember plain as day, so many of my buddies, so many of my chiropractor friends calling me up going, Pietsch, are you insane? Travel, network marketing, it's never going to work. It's never worked in the past. It's not going to work now. What are you thinking? Come join XYZ Nutrition Company. And, I would just go out there very passionately and talk about Worldventures and, just as all in as a person could be. And, a lot of times people will come back and just go, Pietsch, nobody's got any money. Nobody's going to travel. What's wrong with you? And guys, I'm just telling you, I had crystal clear vision as to how this thing was going to go down. I knew that time frame would not last forever. I knew that it would be a little season and then it kind of flatlined, travel, and then it would just skyrocket once it was over, once the recession was over. And kind of like the same thing now with this whole coronavirus. We don't know how long it's going to last, and we don't know how long they're going to shut us in. So right now it's flatlined, but we all know that there's a day coming where it's just going to go shh. And I think it will be something probably like this. June, it will start to go back up, and then July, and then August, and then it would just get back to normal. And so, we have to have vision. And, like Sasha did a great job of walking through all the pain and adversity that he's gone through with the media and allegations of pyramid. And I can't imagine people putting up signs outside of my presentations. he's a better man than I am, because I probably come out swinging. It's frustrating when we have to deal with these people in our lives, but we're always going to have trouble. And in every network marketing company on planet Earth, there's always going to be problems. There's always going to be issues. So we've chosen to be in this company and have our problems over here. But guys, look, for me, like Sachin said, I would love to be able to say that I hit IMD in 10 months and 2 days the first time I hit it. But the reality is, it was 10 months and 5 days. Just want to be completely transparent. 10 months, 5 days. I did it on a part-time basis. I would see patients during the day, and we just told the story of Worldventures night after night after night. I'm kind of notorious for doing the presentation for 1,000 days in a row. It's a true story. I was never sick one day, never took a night off. If there was an event that Worldventures was putting on, I would go out of town, and I would, of course, not do the presentation on those nights, but there was never a night where I just sat at home and watched TV or just didn't do it. I was all in, the total commitment. And, what has that resulted in? I want to kind of jump to the end first, and then we'll get into the training. What that has resulted in, I did that for 1,000 days. Then I sold my chiropractic office. I moved to Las Vegas from Minneapolis, and I've had now almost 10 years of time and money. 10 years of financial freedom. I got married. My wife quit her job as a dental hygienist. We now have 3 daughters. We homeschool them. To be honest with you, this whole quarantine thing, it hasn't hardly changed our life at all. The only thing that I can tell you that's different is we just don't go to the gym every day like we normally do. But, we just both are at home every day with our kids. I do most of my work now on Zoom. And, we don't have to change our lifestyle too much, because we got residual income that's coming in on the 15th of every month. And, guys, if I can give you any advice, it would be get it figured out early. That residual income is just the greatest. I did the hard thing. I went to school. I got good grades. I became one of the super professions, doctor, lawyer, that kind of stuff. The ones that are hard to do. And, I did it. And once I got there, just the quality of life day in and day out was just not what I had hoped it would be. And I just made a decision that I'm going to work hard one more time, and I'm going to build myself a residual income. So, here we are. My wife and I don't know the exact number anymore, but if you go to my Instagram or my Facebook, you can notice where I would just see the dozens and dozens and dozens of vacations that we've been on all over the world, all paid for through travel dollars, and that number is substantial. And Sachin asked me at the end here to show you what the income looks like, and I'm going to do that at the end, and just kind of walk you through what really has happened to us, as he mentioned earlier. But guys, nobody can take away now from me the fact that for the last 10 years I've been able to do whatever I want to do. And the peace and the joy and the happiness and the stability that is available when you actually build yourself a residual income. I can't fathom why the masses of people don't do something like this. To just have to go to work every day for the rest of your life. I don't care if it's a business. I don't care if you're a realtor. I don't care if you got a 9-to-5 job. Whatever it is, if it's not residual, I don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. Residual income is the greatest. Team building is the greatest. Leveraging other people's time, and if you can learn how to scale back your lifestyle a little bit, I'm always about talking about this kind of stuff. But just don't worry so much about what everybody else thinks about you. Just live within your means, and prepare for times like this. I mean, if anybody was in Cowboy Stadium at United a handful of years ago, I talked about all the professional athletes that were broke and who had made hundreds of or $100 million plus, and it just, when you buy into that scenario right there, it never ends well for the masses of people. You just got to learn to be happy. Just figure out what you really want, what you really need to have in your life. Get income that's $1 higher than that. And then there's just tremendous peace in that. And if you want to go higher and make more from there, it's just rock and roll. I'm just a big believer in just paying cash for everything, because it causes you to be a lot less stressed out when the economic tough times come. So, guys, look, I want to talk about launching new teams. I've hit IMD twice now. I started a brand new center February 1st with the intent of breaking my own record of 10 months and 5 days. And I'm just telling you that we're going to absolutely make that happen no matter what's going on. We've got a lot of things going on behind the scenes. I've been very stealthy as to the growth that we've got going on. I'm just going to flat out get it done. But, it's really kind of put me back into absolute frontline build mode right now. And so, here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm doing in light of the quarantine, we all got to be building from home, the masses of people are at home. If I was you right here, right now, everybody goes back on the list. Every single name on your phone, every single contact on Facebook, every memory jogger I can get my hands on, I'm using, and I'm putting names on a piece of paper. And I really, truly would put them on paper. And, again, Sasha went through some great invites on there. I would use those invites or whatever invites you've been using that you feel confident with, to just get people to look again. I was in Hawaii to do the RTE the last time a couple of weeks ago, so I wasn't able to get on the company, worldwide RTE, but I heard something that came out of it. Somebody told me that Sasha had said, and I just knew at that moment that this guy knows how to build. What he said was he was doing 4 Zooms an hour. Ding, 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 ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's how you do it. Guys, at the end of the deal, we're asking people for $25. $25. We don't need to grovel on them for an hour, try to squeeze 25 bucks out of them. Look, they're either open or they're not. You go through that list, you go through the presentation quickly. I'm showing silver. All I want to do is get them in. Get them in, I can upgrade them later. Just get them into our ecosystem. Just get them in, get them involved, get them in our Facebook groups, get them the training. Start showing them a path to victory. So it's about speed at this point. Everything's always about speed. It's how many exposures can I get in today? All of us are full-time now. And we're all at home. We've all got nothing but time. And everybody we're reaching out to is at home. Guys, honest to goodness, what is going on with coronavirus is a blessing from God. It really is. It's teaching a whole bunch of people worldwide how to do it from home. Really, truly, how to have a home-based business. So here's how we do it, guys. Have them make their list. When I sign somebody up, I just say, hey, write down the names of all the people that you know. And I don't tell them a number. I just kind of see what they come up with. Sometimes they write down 10, sometimes they write down 20, sometimes they write down 50, sometimes they write down 200. I just want to see, because what they tend to do is they write down the ones that they think they have the strongest relationships with. So, okay, I'll just start where they're at. And let's just make that number 20, just to make it easy on myself. Let's say that I just signed up Sasha. He makes his list of 20. Here's how it's going to go down. He's going to do the invites. The invite is going to be, whatever to get them, jump on Zoom. We're talking about Zooms here. I am going to be available 24/7 for Sasha. In the beginning, I'm doing all of the Zooms. I'm talking the whole entire time for his contacts because I have one goal. I don't really even care how many people actually buy the membership. I don't really care how many people join. What I'm attempting to do is to teach Sasha how to do it. So he's going to watch me say the exact same thing over and over and over and over to his people. And he's going to watch me be steady Eddie. I don't go up. I don't get down. If they get in, I don't get excited. If they say it's a scam, you're all going to jail, I could care less. I'm just a pro, and I'm just going through the numbers. And it's easy for me because they're not my contacts. It's not my mom and my brother and my cousin and my next door neighbor and my best friend. I mean, for me, it's just whatever. They're just names of people. But he gets hurt when they don't do it because he wants them to do it. But that's what rookies do. That's what amateurs do. If you want to be a professional, you just learn to go through the numbers fast. My whole intent with Sasha is to clone myself. I want him to be just like me. See, what happens if I go through it 20 times? Let's say that I do 20 Zooms with Sasha. I promise you, he has now learned how to use Zoom. He learned what the next slide is going to be before I get there. He has learned my pauses. He has learned my funny jokes. He has learned how to handle the objections of time and money and let me think about it. He's watched me never leave anything open-ended. It's always, well, the next step is then, and I'll just link it to the next event. Let's get that spouse of yours on a Zoom tonight. Let's get that spouse of yours on tomorrow. When can you get the money? Friday. We'll follow up on Friday. Then next step is we'll call you Friday at noon. Everything is linked to something else. It's never just open-ended. And again, he's just watched me be stable. I'm just not emotional regarding any of this kind of stuff. I'm not hypey. And if anything, it's almost the exact opposite of that. We're not begging. We're building a championship team. We're going with or without anybody. If you want to get on, we're going to teach you how to do it. You don't know how to do this. If you didn't know how to do it, you'd already be doing it. But we'll teach you how to do it. We know that you're scared. We'll hold your hand. We'll be right here with you. What I'm doing for Sasha, we'll do it for you. And this is the posture that we have as we're going through our list. So, guys, look, as we're, all quarantined right now, we've all got nothing but time. I don't know what number it really is, but for the masses of people, when you put people in, here's what I know. Some people make a list and they can't get hardly anybody on that list on a Zoom with you. So we know that this person doesn't have a lot of influence. Doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It means that they don't have a lot of influence. This is why they got to come to the trainings. We've got to get them the audios in the ignition kit. We've got to get them reading the books and hanging around the right people so they can start to work on their own skills. Other people make their list. They might have 25 on a list. They might have 50. They can put all 50 in front of you. Rock and roll. You find out very quickly. You get to the end faster on Zoom. That's what I love about it. In the old days, if you had to, have somebody make their list and they want to meet Joe Sixpack over at Starbucks, 30 minutes from your house, well, you got to get dressed up. You got to go rolling over there. You got to be there early. You got to do the small talk. You got to do the presentation. It's a yes or a no. Then you got to drive back home. And by the time the whole thing's done, it's probably 2.5 hours. With Zoom, in 2.5 hours, you could have shown 10 people. It's just faster and it's just better. And I'm just promising you, it's what the world wants right now. Even when the coronavirus ends, people really, truly want to make money from home. One of the great things about me is I built Worldventures as a single guy. And now I'm building it as a father of 3 and a married guy and, in a new town. And it's just, for me, I think Zoom is the greatest thing that has ever happened to Worldventures. So don't look at what's going on right now as some sort of negative. I'm telling you, it's an absolute blessing from God. So we've gone through. Here's what I got to tell you guys. This is something that most people fail at. Once you do it 20 times with your new recruit, I put Sasha in, we've gone through, he's got 20 people in front of me. Let's say that 6 people end up buying the silver membership. Rock and roll, okay? At some point, and I think that number's around 20, maybe 25, you got to cut them loose. You got to let them start doing it by themselves. You cannot become the crutch. You cannot become the lean-on person. You've got to set them free and see if they can do it on their own, see if they're willing to do it on their own. See, this is not a babysitting job. This is not, you can't be the superstar forever. You have to do things that can go away from you. So you get in there, you teach them how to do it, you move heaven and earth to make your schedule available so that if they've got a prospect that needs to be shown at 5 o'clock in the morning, your happy little butt is up, like mine was today, to do this for all of you guys. You do whatever it takes for 20 times. And I'm just telling you, another thing that happens when you are such a servant to these people for those first 20 exposures is they feel like they owe you after a while. You've done so much to teach them, so much to help them. You've taught them edification, so you are now edifying Sasha to his guests, and he's feeling good about what you actually think of him, and you're actually in it together. And there's some sort of, I can just tell you, like when Dave Watson, my sponsor, signed me up, and then he did a whole bunch of meetings in my office, and then eventually he left. I promise you, this is how I felt. I felt like I owed him. I felt like I needed to please him. I felt like I didn't want to let him down, and that's how you really do it. You serve your people, and you care about them so much that they want to do it for you. I'll tell you another thing. Back in the day when I was building big time, wired in on my first run, I had a guy say to me, big time real estate guy, super sharp guy, good looking guy. He tore the walls out of his real estate office. He wanted to be just like me, banging, blowing and going. And I had a massive team back then. This is probably in year 4 for me, so I had tens of thousands of people on my team already. But he said something to me that I've never forgot. He said to me, Pietsch, I feel like I'm the only person on your team. Guys, ding, 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 ding. When you have people that want to do it in your group, don't talk about what you do with other people. Just laser focus on them. You make them your top priority, and you make them feel like they are your top priority. They will start to go to work to please you. And guys, this is high-level stuff. So I'm just telling you, this is the psyche of what's going on. Again, so let's say that we got these 6 people in. Now Sasha knows how to do Zoom. He's got the presentation downloaded. If he needs a testimonial, I'm more than happy to jump on at the end and jump on there and do a testimonial. At the same time, I'm teaching him to meet other people in Worldventures, so if I'm not available, he can use another person at the end for a third-party testimonial. I've introduced him to maybe more people in the upline or other people that are on the team, so you can do that for each other. Just give testimonials, because it's powerful. It really is. So, guys, again, move heaven and earth to make yourself available for these people for the first 20, maybe 25, then set them free, then do the testimonials for them, then start introducing them to other people who can do testimonials, and then they're just off and running. And guys, that's not theory. I've done that over and over and over and over again. So, all right, I started a 90-day run on February 1st. For me, I did it for 1,000 days. The first time I went through, I truly did not miss any days. I couldn't have been any more all in than I am. But here's what I know. The vast majority of people are not going to do what I did to do a 1,000-day run. It's just not going to happen. No matter what they say, they're all in, but nobody's really truly going to, pay the price like I did. Here's what I found. If I was to teach people how to go all in for 90 days, now let me just say this right off the bat. If you can't go all in on something for 90 days, you're never going to win at anything. You got to think about me. I played football in college. They paid for my school because I was good in sports. And I got hurt my sophomore year. I broke my collarbone. I was the quarterback on my football team, and I was kind of on the sidelines a lot after that happened. And I started realizing that there's an awful lot of players that are here that have already graduated, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years later. And I'm like, why are these people always hanging around? And I just kind of realized these people had focused too much on playing football and not on academics. And so I changed my major, and I went and I told my counselor that I wanted to be a medical doctor. And the guy literally laughed at me, literally. And I used that as motivation. I transferred schools. I transferred to the University of Minnesota, largest school in the country at that time. Very competitive, very, very, very competitive. Massive class sizes. And guys, like every quarter, it was a 90-day run, because I'm taking chemistry and physics and biology and anatomy. And at the same time, because I wasn't playing football anymore, now I had to get a job. In fact, I didn't have one job, I had 3 jobs. I used to work at lunchtime at a sub shop. I used to work in the afternoon at the hospital as a janitor. Then I used to work at UPS late at night, into like 2 o'clock in the morning. And so, every 90 days, I had to just hunker down and pass those classes. And to be honest with you, I cheated all the way through high school because everybody always did my homework for me because I was good in sports. And I would just make all the sophomores or the juniors do all my homework for me. And so I was a total slacker. And so now I had to learn how to study, and I had to learn how to read. And it's one of my biggest pet peeves when people say, oh, I can't read. Listen, McFly, I used to be like that too. You need to humble yourself. You need to discipline yourself and learn how to read. But guys, my point in saying all that is this. 90 days. Hunker down. Give Worldventures everything you got for 90 days. And here's what's going to happen. Things will happen because you're making things happen. But hopefully as you go through that, my goal in doing the 90-day run is to inspire 10 people that have joined my team now in that period of time to go forward and also do a 90-day run. Let's think about the math there, okay? If we're doing activities day in and day out, people are making their list, and we're going through their list quickly, and we're getting new members started and new reps started, and we're going through their list, okay? We're doing the activity all day, every day, all about it for 90 days. Here's what's happening. You're going to inspire a handful of people, and hopefully that number is 10. You just put in 90 days. You had 10 people that just put in 90 days. There's 990 days right there. See, when I went through and did it for 1,000 days, I essentially had one person that was running with me for the majority of that time, and that was Eric Rizbowski. I found my running partner fast, and thank God for that. But I'm just here to tell you that the masses of people, it's amazing that that record of 10 months and 5 days has stood in the United States now for 12 and a half years since I did it, because Worldventures is infinitely better now than it was then. We have way more dream trips. We've got the app. Residual income starts way sooner. I mean, when we did it, residual income started, we get 90 on the left, 90 on the right. Essentially, we only had the gold membership. There was no chance to get more lineage points through platinum or ignition kits or fast pass. It was just, I had to put 3,000 different members in. And, today with the ignition kits, with platinum, with people being able to join at silver for $25, the bottom line is people should be breaking that record of IMD in 10 months and 5 days all over the place. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows that that's true. And guys, to be honest with you, one of the reasons why I've started my third center now in an attempt to break my own record is just to show everybody what I've been saying all these years, that people should be breaking that record. And so I'm just trying to lead by example in doing that myself. You know, it's never been more teed up than it is right now. Anybody that's been in Worldventures for any amount of time knows this. They know that we've got the best product that we've ever had and the best compensation plan that we've ever had. And technology is infinitely better. We can do it on our phones now. We have Zoom. It's just that much easier to get in front of people. There's just really no excuses. It really just comes down to how bad do you really want it? You know, if you can't commit yourself to 90 days, I mean, give me a break. I mean, I used to say this all the time when I was training. How many people would sit in jail for 10 months and 5 days and give up all of their freedom? You know, if they knew that at the end of 10 months and 5 days, you could walk out of jail and get into your car that Worldventures pays for, drive it home to your home that Worldventures pays for, and if you're in average IMD, the monthly residual is almost $50,000 a month. How many people would sit in jail for 10 months and 5 days? And they'll raise their hand, oh, I would, Dr. Pietsch. And they'll just lie. They all lie right to your face. Guys, the problem with Worldventures is nobody's your boss. Nobody's holding you accountable. You've got to do it to yourself. You've got to discipline yourself. If you can't make a commitment for 90 days, you've got big problems. And maybe you don't deserve to have what you really want. Because, guys, that's all it really is. When you go to these big events, let's say that United was going to happen and coronavirus wasn't going on, and we're all down in Orlando, you would look at the front row of people from all around the world, and there is no common denominator. Some people got brown skin, some people got white skin, some people got skinny legs like me, other people got fat legs like Byron. You got people like twins, you got people like Troy Brown, you got there's just nothing there other than a heart that wanted to do it and was willing to do it and that actually did do it. See, it's just one of those things that you can win if you just really want it bad enough. That's what I love about it. The skill set that's necessary here to win, you know, it really comes down to, for most people, going all in mentally. You know, having the charisma, having the confidence, having the certainty, having the vision, having unwavering belief. If I could give you any one common theme that I've heard more than anything else in my 12 and a half years of doing this, people say one way or another, they say this, Pietsch, what is it that you see about this company? Why are you so excited about it? They better be saying that about you, otherwise you don't get it. See, Wayne did a talk, the last time I saw him, we were in Momentum, we were in Phoenix, and Wayne had all of us stand up and say, I am Worldventures. I am Worldventures. Let me just tell you, I am Worldventures. For 12 and a half years, I've been telling people I am Worldventures, and it's no joke. You say anything bad about Worldventures, I'm going to punch you right in the nose. And the mistake that people make, and this is what losers do, by the way, is they put themselves, here's corporate, and here's them, and they do stuff like this. They did this to me, or they're not doing this. See, you're not a winner. You don't understand. There is no field versus corporate. It's all of us. It's you. See, to be honest with you guys, I love Worldventures, I love Dream Trips, I love Silver, I love all of it. But at the end of the day, I've been selling myself for 12 and a half years. I just use Worldventures as a comp plan and a product to sell. I am the company, and I am going to teach you how to make residual income. And, you know, like one of the things that never gets talked about is, you know, I never took one vacation until my 20th month of being in Worldventures. So here I am now. I think I've taken 157. I think that is the number. But I didn't take one for the first 20 months. See, the fact that you're quarantined and the fact that people can't travel right now, praise God, you can actually get something done. I watch so many people that are in and they say they're going for it and they're on a dream trip every 2 weeks. Hey, we want you to travel. That's super duper cool. But not if you want to build a big championship team. You just lose all that mojo. You can ask anybody at corporate. When I hit RMD and I qualified for the RMD trip and it was going to be in Mexico, there was not any chance in my mind, my first year, that I'm actually going to go down to Mexico for 5 days and stop building. Like, no shot, none. Same thing with Grzybowski. There was a handful of other leaders on my team that had hit that rank and were like, we're not leaving. This is why we're kicking all of your butts, because we work harder. We want it more than you. And year 2 came along, and I'm now IMD. They want me to go on the RMD and above trip. No shot. I couldn't even fathom it. That's how wired in I was, because I knew this. that momentum builds. And if I put somebody in today, I don't want to get in front of their contacts 6 days from right now. I want to do it right now while they're hot. I want to get the easy ones right now while I can. Have you ever noticed that when you put people in the business, a lot of times you never see them again? Yeah. What you got to do is get their easy ones out of them right now. Who do you know right now we can get on Zoom? Now I've met that person. Now I can go around that person if they quit, which most do. Guys, it's really not that hard what it is that we actually do. It's just you have to have a burning desire to want to build a championship team. You've got to have a burning desire to build the residual income. You've got to stop worrying about what other people actually think about you, and you just do it. And you come out the other end. So many of my chiropractor buddies, used to mock me, and say that I do network marketing because I couldn't make it in chiropractic, which is just absolute tomfoolery because I see more patients in a day than they'd see in a week, but it's just talk, it's fake news. But see, here's the truth. And I'm not trying to bash chiropractic, but it's the flat out truth. If I had to go back and be a chiropractor now and go to the same office and live in the same location, and be capped out of what I can actually make, I would be so depressed I couldn't even fathom going forward in my life. See, once your mind is expanded, once you've experienced freedom, you can't go back. I can never go back to that life. I'm free. I mean, I could live right now in South Africa. I could live in Iceland. I could live in Europe. I could live in New Zealand. It wouldn't make any difference. That residual is going to, boom, hit on the 15th every month after month after month after month, and it's stable. I mean, if that was the only thing, the only thing that we had was residual income on one of my centers, I mean, it is way, way, way higher than my residual bills. You're free. So, guys, that's what I'd be working towards. I'd be working in my mind towards residual income. And don't let anybody ever say that, like, Worldventures or network marketing is something below them. Because, guys, I'm just telling you, the highest speed thing I think that you can possibly do is to build a residual income. I watch I have friends that they're realtors and they're hot shots. I got a friend out here in Vegas. He was on The Apprentice with Trump. I mean, he's a good-looking guy. He's got he has the largest real estate firm out here in Las Vegas. But I look at how hard that guy works day in and day out. It's like, dude, I wouldn't want your life ever. I want no part of that. I love the fact that, look, let's just keep it real. When I got married, everybody knows the story. My wife and I, for the most part, went on vacation for about 5 months. It's no joke. Travel dollars expire if you haven't figured that thing out yet. If you don't know what a travel dollar is, every 6 times that you cycle, that cycle pay gets put into an account and gets used to travel, and you can only use it to travel. And I had so many of those dollars that were piled up, to go spend it. And so, I was as full on as a person could possibly be for the 1,000 days. And then once it was done, I sold the clinic, and I just started living. And when I was on vacation, I wasn't thinking about Worldventures. If I'm on the beach, I'm not thinking about it because it's stable. I built it. I built something that was rock solid. And can you get it to that point? Yes. Is it too late? No. I wasn't there in the beginning. I didn't get any spillover. I've never asked my sponsor, Dave Watson, Dave, am I on the inside of an inside leg? I could give 2 rips. I haven't asked Dave to do a presentation for me in, I don't know, 12 years probably. None of those things matter. It's from me down. It's my business from me down. There is nowhere else to go. I'm it. I'm the top of the food chain, buddy. This dependency on other people forever. I mean, some people have been in Worldventures for so long and they still need help. I'm like, dude, if you haven't got it figured out by now, maybe you're not the right person. Take responsibility, be the one, be confident, be certain. People don't want to follow mamby-pamby. So let me just tell you right now. I talked to Grisbowski a lot about why it seems like it's so easy for us and so hard for other people. And if I could just narrow down what we think that it is, it's just that we believe, that it's going to happen. We just have that certainty inside of us, and it's this unwavering belief that gets transferred to other people because, we believe it. And so, do you believe it enough? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in the company? Do you believe in the product? Do you believe in the training systems? If there's some sort of disconnect that is there, you got to get that worked out, get more information, get to the place that we are mentally, because look, this is not the case in any way, shape, or form. Okay, we have worked extremely hard to get to where we're at. There is no lottery ticket. But I can promise you one thing, that's the way we feel now. We kind of feel like we won the lottery because we have this money. It's like Publishers Clearinghouse. We somehow had somebody come to our house and give us a big old check, and we get a payment of however many dollars every week for the rest of our life. It wasn't free. It was absolutely earned. We worked our happy little butts off to get to where we're at. We knew the right people. We had the right contacts. We we put the energy in, we paid the price. But the result is the same. I mean, we've got a stable residual income in a real network marketing company. So, guys, if you haven't figured that thing out yet, World Ventures, to get to where we are actually at, to lay the foundation of the company that we actually are, has been really hard to do. And it's hard to do network marketing and travel. It's so complicated. There's so many things that are going on. But at the end of the day, I would much rather sell travel than vitamins or CBD oil or Forex or whatever the latest fad that's out there that will fade away. And I promise you that it will. We've got a shot here, guys, to be here forever. This is why we love World Ventures, because we love, the culture, we love the product, we love the people that are in it. We kind of just don't, the people that are not right, they just kind of just fade away. Not everybody's like us. We're just people that want to live a good life and we want to have a good lifestyle. And, not everybody wants that. A lot of people want something for nothing. They want get rich quick. They want to try to get in something early and see if they can get lucky. I'm just telling you, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as luck. You either pay the price or you don't. Wayne says it all the time. The only way through is through. Either do it or you don't. For most people that are seeing this right now, you got to do something one more time. See, none of your family members, like if you said, hey, I'm going back to medical school because I want a better life for myself, and they would be like, oh, Johnny, we're so proud of you. You just take the next 4 years off. You just don't come home for Christmas or Easter or summer break. You just go pass all those classes and pass all your boards. They'd be cheering you on to go, get your medical degree. Well, is your family cheering you on over here as you're building your World Ventures business? Of course not. Are you paying the price like you would if you're going to medical school? Like, I promise you, if you were just dropping $250,000 to go to Harvard Medical School, you would be so wired in, you'd never miss a class. You'd be studying day and night like I was over Christmas breaks. You could pass your boards on the backside of Christmas, which every year was always just the case. You just got to pay the price. Most people are not paying the price. That's just it. You just don't want it bad enough. I say this all the time. It's like, the Olympics are supposed to be going on in Japan here. They moved it back a year. But I promise you one thing, those people are still training. The American is thinking about the Russian when they're working out. They're thinking about their competitors. They're thinking about what they're doing and what you're not doing. They're thinking about their diet and what you're not eating. It's the same thing here. I think one of the greatest things that you can do is find somebody to compete with. My upline used to send me every Friday how many times other people had cycled. And, it was like, this person cycled 55 times, Pietsch, and you cycled 30. And let me just tell you something. That drove me bonkers because I'm a competitive person. I can promise you there's people like this. I used to do that to some of the people on my team, and they would just shut down because they can't handle it because they're just not competitive. And those people, of course, have faded away. I think that you've got to find other people, whether it's on your own team or it's infinitely better if it's somebody else's team. If you can find somebody you really don't like that much and compete with them, that's the best. Like you can ask Jonathan Gooch. I love Gooch, but Gooch called me out for a challenge and he had got his head shaved, and many, many, many others, whether it's the pie in the face or whatever it is. Like the people who are competitive don't want to lose. They don't want to be embarrassed on stage. And so, I think little competitions with other people that's, all in good fun, but at the same time, you certainly don't want to lose is very healthy, because it drives sales. It drives sales on the front line. I mean, I can tell you very specifically, a guy by the name of Jeff Johnston was up in Minneapolis. This is when we were first starting out. We were just blowing and going. We packed out the Minneapolis Convention Center. And Jeff Johnston, who had been in World Ventures from day one, had a big team out in Phoenix. He'd been in 2 years longer than me. Here I am just getting started. And the guy calls me out to a contest over 12 weeks. He's up on the stage. He's got the mic. I'm sitting in the front row, and he's like, Pietsch, I'll bet you over the next 12 weeks, my team puts in more sales and I cycle more than you every week for the next 12 weeks. So what am I supposed to say? All my team behind me. So of course I get, thrown into the fire. And guys, I can just tell you, I'm not going to lose that bet. And so I made the decision right there in that moment. I'm not taking my boat out the rest of the summer. And this is probably like in June or something like that. I'm just like, I am going to do whatever it is so I can beat that jack wagon because I'm not losing this bet. Guys, I'm just telling you, that kind of stuff for the Reds absolutely works. And let me just say this, I'll give you some advice. We have personalities, personality profiling. So Reds are the hard-charging, want to win at all cost people. The Blues are the fun-loving, late, irresponsible people. Greens are analytical bean counters, accountants, those type of people. And yellows, they love unicorns and rainbows and lollipops and the color purple. If you're a yellow, a green, or a blue, just pretend like you're red. Just pretend like you're red. See, I'm not really red. However I'm acting right now, it's a facade. It's a thing that I do. It's an act that I put on. The minute I walk out of this room, when I go down and I see my kids, I will be my real self, which is the blue. I like to dink around. I like to have fun. I like to joke around. All things said, I just like to have fun. But I have understood over the years that people don't like to follow that person as much as they like to follow the person who is an absolute hard charging, can absolutely go win. Just like I say this story a lot because I really think this is where I figured it out. When I played football in high school, it just, I was the quarterback on my team, and it just always seemed like we were losing at the end of the game. And for some reason, we were always kind of backed up against our own end zone. And, I have the VHS tapes. If you ever come to my house in Minneapolis, I still have a VHS recorder. These are like, if you're young, if you're a millennial, it's like a tape. Like it would record things, and you can actually see that. You can do it on your phone now, but back then you couldn't do it. And but anyway, I've got these tapes that are like 30 years old, and you can literally see me. I'd run on the field, and I would look at each one of my players and go, "We are going to go down and score a touchdown, and we're going to win this game." You just literally see me doing it, and sure enough, we just drive right down the field, we score, and we would win. And I think that's where I learned that my belief gets transferred to other people. My expectation, because I believe it so much, is transferred to them, and they start to get buy-in. And guys, I think that's really how the deal actually works. So again, get your belief up, and if there's some sort of disconnect in there, well then just talk to people that can help you get that squared away in your mind, because you should have absolute belief in network marketing, absolute belief in Worldventures, absolute belief in yourself, and absolute belief in the systems that we have put in place for you to go out there and win. Anybody can win if their heart is willing. So, all right, I'm going to see if I can do this real quick. I don't know. Maybe Sasha can jump on here. I don't know if I can show my screen or not. Maybe I won't be able to. I'll just talk about it then. Sasha.
You can click turn screen share on.
Where's that one? Sasha?
Next to there's full button next to the exit call button, which is the third one, turn screen share on.
Is it at the top or the bottom?
The top. It should be at the top, next to the mic and the camera when you turn your mic.
Got it. Okay. All right, I'm going to share. Can you see that, Sasha, or no?
Not yet.
Okay, let's try it, guys. I'm going to pull up a different tab. Can you see that, Sasha?
Not yet.
All right. I went to turn screen share on. It says your entire screen. Got that?
Click on application window next to that.
Okay.
And then the exact app or the exact screen you want to share should be open.
Got it.
And then you click on that, and then you click share, and it should pop up.
How about now? Did it pop up?
Nope.
All right, keep walking me through it. We're almost there. I wait to turn screen share on.
Yeah, then you click on
window.
And then you click on, then you should see multiple different screens. The screen that you want to share, just click on it and you click share next to on the bottom.
Yep. Is that working?
No. Is it one slide?
I was just going to go into my back office like you wanted me to do.
Okay. So maybe you would want
to click on Safari. It says on my screen.
So open Safari next to on a separate screen, and then go to the back office with normal, and then only go share your screen. Or maybe click Chrome tab. That might work if you have it or not, or Safari tab if you have it open as a different tab on the top on the internet.
Can you see that?
No.
All right, should I just talk about it then?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, sorry guys, but I mean, again, you can get the visual of it. Sasha had mentioned this, and I just think that it's all about residual income. Our comp plan right now is geared towards residual income. And so, like Sachin said, I've hit IMD twice. Worldventures pays commissions lots of different ways. And again, guys, this is not typical. I worked really hard. I knew a lot of people. I'm 50 years old. I started building when I was 37, so I built up a lifetime of contacts. And if you're new to Worldventures, please get an income disclosure statement. Go to worldventures.biz and go to the very bottom and print one off and just see the different promotion levels and incomes that go along with it. But like Sachin said, for me, just on my top center alone, year after year after year, going way back, that number has been $54,500 a month, just on the residual, just on that center. And guys, that solves a lot of problems. But the number doesn't even have to be that high. I mean, you know what your residual bills are. You know what that number is, almost to the penny. You have to. So whatever your number happens to be, my advice to you would be go out there and do whatever it takes to get $1 more coming in every month than that number. It solves a lot of problems, guys. If you've made financial mistakes in the past, they can be solved quickly when you've got residual income. If a recession hits like right now, again, guys, my life hasn't been affected at all. And, the freedom that comes along with it, like I said, if I wanted to move right next door to Sachin, I could do it. If I want to go live in Honolulu, Hawaii, I can do it. My business is online, and, I've got teams all over the place. And, we're making money, really 24/7 because it's a worldwide business. And it's just one of those things that you start out, you set a goal, you put a business plan together to just go make it happen. But you've got to start thinking, am I the kind of person that people are going to want to follow all over the world? This is why it's just so crucial to come to the trainings, be self-aware. Guys, if I can just be honest with you, the 10s don't like to sign up with 2s. In fact, they don't. And so if you're a 2, one of the biggest challenges that people that are 2s have is they're not self-aware. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person if you're a 2. It just means that people won't follow you in business. You could be really strong in other areas of your life, and people have tremendous respect for you, like, you're an honest person and a moral person and a very giving person and just, all of the things that you should be. But when it comes to business, they look at you and you're just not ready. And so those are things that you can actually work on. This is why you go to the trainings and you start to learn those skills and hang around the people that do have that skill set, and then you become self-aware. It really is mind-boggling when people say to me, I can't understand why nobody's signing up with me. Well, listen, McFly, it's you. I hate to break it to you, but it's actually you. See, if the super sharp, this is something that, anybody that's ever built Worldventures knows this. The super sharp people that are out there, the super successful people, when they see Worldventures, they go, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Who thought of this? Wow. And I think of this. I'm in. The people that are the 2s and 3s, they go, scam, going to jail, pyramid. Guys, you've got to start hanging around the right people. You've got to start hanging around business people, and you've got to start hanging around people that build residual income. The thing that I love about Worldventures is we make money when you make money. Well, we teach you how to do it. You've got people that are super high-speed people that are willing to go to work for you for free. Like when I was a chiropractor, I had coaches. I had a coach always. I never didn't have a coach. And I had to pay these people a ton of money, a ton, every month. And, it would give me the right to call them up every once in a while. I had one coach, this is how old I am. The only way he'd let me communicate with him is I could write him a message and fax it to him. And he would have one of his staff members fax me back an answer. I paid that guy $1,700 a month so I could fax him. And if he put on a seminar somewhere, which he did probably about 3 times a year, I could pay him a whole bunch of money to go to that just because I was already paying him $1,700 a month. Here in Worldventures, at high-level mentorship, because people make money when you make money. All that's happening is the people in your upline are looking for the ones that are really going for it. And maybe you're on an island. Maybe you're in a situation in Worldventures where there's nobody in your upline that's doing it. Well, then just suck it up. Just do it. There's nothing that you can't learn. The how-tos are on the app. Get your phone out. Everything that you need to learn how to do is on the app. There's so many training websites out there. There's so many team sites. There's so much information on how-to. Guys, the how-to part of it, give me a break. When I was in chiropractic school, I would take like 25 credits per semester. Lots and lots of classes. It was 40 hours a week of class, and then about 40 hours a week of studying. and just to pass. And I think about, okay, I got to learn how to invite. I have to learn how to close. I have to learn how to do a 3-step setup. I have to learn how to edify. I have to learn how to promote the big events. All these how-tos are scripted. You can memorize them in one night. You could role play it, for a handful of days, and you got it down. The how-to's easy. There's really not that much stuff. What has to happen though is you have to get thick skin. I hit IMD in 10 months and 5 days for this simple reason. When I was a chiropractor, when I graduated, I just didn't put a sign up that said Pietsch Chiropractic above my doors, and then the masses of people started coming to see me. 1,000 people a week just walked in the door. No, 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 my friend. I was the guy that if you ever go to a mall, on the lower level of a mall, you ever notice there's little kiosks? And as they're usually on both sides. You have to kind of walk down the middle. Have you ever realized that you no longer speak English as you walk through the first level of a mall? Because you know that the person selling skin cream right over here, that if you turn your head and even contact their eyeballs, you're spending $600. You know it. You won't even turn your head to look at these people. That was me. I took my little chiropractic stand to the gym, Lifetime Fitness, every Saturday and Sunday for 7 years of my life. Literally all day on Saturday, from 5 in the morning till about 10 o'clock at night, I would stand there and just put out the vibe. And I would stay there, and I would never, ever, ever leave until I had set 20 appointments. So I would go there, I'd have to engage people in conversation, I would offer them free x-rays to come right across the street to my clinic. They would come into my clinic, and I knew if I set 20 appointments, that maybe 10 would show up. And if 10 show up, they come in, I take their history, we take the films, I gotta read the films, I gotta mark up the films, I gotta schedule a time for them to come back, go over their films, tell them, hey, there's a problem, I can help you, it's gonna cost you this much money. And guys, I was a chiropractor that did not take insurance. I was so sick of it that I just wouldn't do it. And I was expensive. I think most chiropractors might be something like $50 per visit, something like that. I charged $240 per visit, cash. And I only sold them in blocks of 20. So if you came to see me, it was $4,840. So I can assure you that, I scheduled 20 people to come across the street, 10 showed up, and maybe I would close 1 or 2 of them. I got told no over and over and over and over and over and over again in my practice, selling something that costs $4,840. You look at Worldventures today, they can go in business with you for $50, $25 a month. They can buy a silver membership for $25 a month. Guys, you should think about yourself that you are worth so much more than $50 up front, $25 a month, because that's really what they're getting. See, I got so many no's, my skin was so thick that I was unhurtable when I started doing this. And in my mind, I just went from selling something that was $4,840 to back then the gold membership, which was our gold membership, and to be a rep was about $400. In my second year, they raised it to about $500. But in my mind, it was 10 times less. And I'm going, and my patients get my phone number, and all my friends, get me working for them. See, because I knew I was going to serve them. I knew what I was going to do. I knew I was going to do the presentation night after night after night, and all they'd have to do is bring their friends to me. I'll do all the work, just put the butts in the seats right in front of me, and I'll close them for you. See, and if you have the attitude of serving people, and people can tell whether you're real or not, guys. You cannot be a fake person and have it last forever in Worldventures. Truly, time will expose you. But I can promise you one thing. I hit IMD in 10 months and 5 days because I thought I was selling something that was a joke. If you think that $25 is a lot, if you think, to be a platinum member is a lot, you need to go start selling something that costs way more money and just get that crap wrung out of your mind. It's a joke. Money should never be an obstacle. And you have to ask yourself, if money is an obstacle for this person, they're so far behind the 8 ball, do I even want to sign up for that? Do I even want to sign up to start working with this person that's probably a 1 or a 2, and have to take all the time and energy necessary to get them moving in that direction? That's a decision you have to make for yourself. For me, I just try to find the ones that are looking for me. If they are a 1 and they're raising their hand and they're showing up early for the presentations and they're doing everything that I ask them to do, they're doing the core things, then I will pour into that person. All I'm looking for is the people that have a raging desire to do it. I can't make people have that. They either have it or they don't. They either have influence or they don't. They can either get the people on the Zooms with me or they can't. If they can't, go find somebody else. On to the next one, on to the next one. Just dig, until you find people that can put people in front of you. Then you pour into those people and you make those people just like yourself. You clone yourself. So guys, I mean, listen, to go into business with you, you're worth more than $50 and $25 a month. So at the end of the day, we are selling something that people want. Have you ever thought about what we actually really sell? We sell money. You know, it's just you pay $25 a month, $300 a year, and if you're staying in hotels around the world at all, you're going to save more than that by being a silver member. It's just money, guys, and it's real. Our silver membership is so rock and roll. There's so much value there. I just can't believe that anybody wouldn't buy that. So I don't know who's going to come up next. Probably Mark. You know, if it is Mark, Mark, we're glad you're on here. Do we know who's Eddie? Eddie. Okay. If I could I introduce Eddie Head? You know, listen, guys. This guy is the president of our company. This guy I've known for a long time. I remember the day that he walked out on stage for the first time, and I thought, man, that shirt is tight. And that's what I love about Eddie, because he's just like me. He likes to wear tight shirts, baby. And, you know, this guy's hair is long and his shirt is tight, but at the end of the day, this guy's smart. And, you know, this guy has been the backbone of our company for a very long time. You know, these people, everybody that work at corporate, you know, we need to love on them. We need to pray for them. We need to, you know, they have got a lot on their plate, and they're working way, way, way harder than any of us. And they've got just tremendous responsibility. And so I am very thankful for all of the corporate staff, whether it's customer service, whether it's the people at Rovia, you know, Wayne,